Hey y'all, this is Charlene from Lady in Waiting 222 coming to you again today for our Monday mini devotional. So, of course, I usually like to ask you a question. Have you ever considered for a minute how intentional and how purposeful God is? What do I mean by that? How much He really loves us and loves this world, even that unbelieving family member, even that difficult coworker you have, even that unruly child you might be trying to work with right now. He really does waste nothing and no thing. Every trial, every hardship, everything that we have to endure is so purposeful. We say all the time that what we go through is not just for us, but only for others as well, right? But I want you to think about this for a moment, and we're going to be going to Matthew chapter 10, verses 17 through 19, the Passions Translation. When I tell y'all, the Lord really opened my eyes and just gave me a different way and a perspective to look at our trials. I just wanted to share it with you so that you can prayerfully be encouraged. But think for a moment about this. What if what we are dealing with, what we're facing right now, no matter how difficult or painful or heart wrenching it might be, especially if we're in a situation that we didn't cause, if we're in a situation that happened to us as a result of this fallen world or because of the actions of another person or just life, right? It wasn't necessarily our choices that got us in this situation or have us going through this trial. But I want you to just think about that. What if what you're dealing with right now, simply because you've chosen to follow Christ, simply because you have chosen to say yes to Jesus and want to be obedient to Him and are walking diligently to walk that out day by day, not just being a hearer of the word, but a doer of His word? What if just because you chose Christ and you chose to be a follower of Him, you are on trial? Literally on trial or figuratively dealing with a trial. But it was for the sake of one unbelieving soul. Would you still go through? Would you still swallow that bitter pill? Would you still stand strong and in the face of adversity and in the midst of that trial if it would save one unbelieving soul? Think about that for a minute. And so we like to say, all the Christianese and these great cliches that, Lord, make us instruments be your hands and feet be the hands and feet of Jesus. Lord, use us as a vessel. Use us, Lord, use us. But what about when we say that and what we're having to endure is not even for us, but so that someone can hear the gospel? Will we still want to be used? Will we still want to be used as an instrument? Will we still want to be chosen to go? Let's go to the word. Matthew chapter 10, verses 17 through 19. This is in the beginning of these verses. The Lord is really talking to the disciples and sending them out, right? And then the Lord, goes down. He's giving them instructions about what to do. But I want you to highlight and really hone in on these verses, and we'll talk about it. Chapter 10, Matthew chapter 10, verse 10, chapter 10, Matthew chapter 10, verses 17 through 19, the Passion Translation says this: Be on your guard, for there will be those who will betray you before the religious councils and brutally beat you with whips in their public gatherings. And because you follow me, they will take you to stand trial in front of rulers and even kings as an opportunity to testify of me before them and the unbelievers. As an opportunity to testify of me, that's Jesus, before them and the unbelievers. So when they arrest you, don't worry about how to speak or what you are to say, for the Holy Spirit will give you at that very moment the words to speak. Y'all, I was just sitting, I was like, Lord, whoo, Jesus. It's as if Jesus was saying, hey, Charlene, or you put your name in there. Let me use you as a vessel to gather an audience so that I can talk to those who do not yet know me about me, to tell them of the good news of what I did for them on the cross. Yes, I'm using you, and yes, you will be put on trial, even though you have done nothing wrong. It's simply because you have chosen to follow me. But guess what? Because of your willingness to go through that trial, be put on trial, go before these religious folk or these unbelieving people, because you've chosen to go, because of your willingness to go, I can speak to those and tell them about me, to offer them the free gift you already have, so that they can hear the gospel and prayerfully get saved, come to know Christ. Woo! Even when we are being persecuted, y'all, for following Jesus, and persecution looks different depending on where you are, what's going on. You may not be in this country, but we are and we will be persecuted for following Jesus, right? That's inevitable. But even when you are being persecuted for following Jesus, even when you stand trial, even when you're going through a trial in your life, even right now, God uses every opportunity for us to preach the gospel and to testify of Jesus before unbelievers, even when we have to stand trial. He uses our trials, literally, as we see in these verses, and figuratively when we're going through trials and hardships, to get the good news to others for our good and His glory. And to take away some of the pressure, right? That, Jesus said, not if you go on trial, but when you go on trial, when you stand before these people who do not know me, these unbelievers, you won't even have to think about what to say, because as you open your mouth, I will give you what to say. It will be as I'm using you as a mouthpiece to speak for me, to speak what I have called you to speak, as the Holy Spirit is speaking through you. Y'all, I pray that you are encouraged. If you're going through a trial, if you just come out of a trial, if you're about to go into one, I pray that you would have a different perspective of the trial, to know that it's worth it for one unbelieving soul. If one person comes to know Christ because of what you are enduring and walking through, simply because you have chosen to follow Christ, right, and you've done nothing wrong, I pray that that's important enough for you to endure, to stand firm, and to keep moving. Stay encouraged. I pray that you all are blessed. Have an awesome week, and I'll talk with you soon. Take care.